Hey guys, Muncheez here. Welcome to another Lost Ark video, and in this video I'm going to be going over what to do after the Ignite server transfers, where you transfer your one character from the Ignite server over to the Legacy servers. So the first thing I want to go over is the Arkesia Tour. If you haven't already done this on the Ignite servers, I highly recommend doing it because this gets rid of a lot of horizontal progression that we all had to do manually before, and it pretty much knocks out a large chunk of it. So if you haven't already done this Arkesia Tour, make sure you take care of it. And if not, it'll still be available to you after you transfer. Now this is obviously for new players. If you're moving your character onto the Legacy server and you have an enormous roster already, you do not have to worry about this at all. Now the one thing that you're going to do when you first come over is obviously claim your rewards from the Ignite server. It is a bunch of stuff, so make sure you claim them. If you are unsure what to do with your rewards, it is always safe to hold on to them until you are sure of what to do with them. You can organize them, do whatever, get your thoughts in order. But the safe thing to do is to hang on to some of the rewards unless you are absolutely sure what to do with them. Now, we have an event that is still in place called Chase the Storm, and this doesn't end until November 27th. The thing I want to point out about this is if you plan on making an alt on the Legacy server, do not claim these rewards with your character that you brought over from the Ignite servers, because these books and these first two tabs, weapon and armor, are completely useless for that character. And the gold is roster bound, whereas these books are character bound upon acquisition. So as you can see, bound to character upon acquisition, meaning you cannot trade it to your other characters. So if you do plan on making use of these books on another character until the 27th of November, make sure you claim these first two rewards from the weapon and armor tab on that alt character and not the character you brought over from Ignite. The elixir boxes that you get from Ivory Tower are all roster bound, so you can grab them and hang on to them if you don't need to cut any more elixirs. The best part about this is the Theamine rewards out of here. So once you bring your Ignite character over here, you can claim these and you can finish off your Transcendence on your armor. So you'll get a bunch of these coming over as a reward, but if you cannot finish your Transcendence from those rewards, you have some extras here. And if you don't use these extras, as I said earlier, you can use these on an alt or something like that. But some of these tickets and things like that they're character bound. So be careful when you claim some of these rewards. Now let's get into some of the to-do stuff. So the very first thing you're going to want to do is do your South Curzon and your North Curzon main story quest. So on the Ignite servers, you were only able to go up to the part before Echidna. So you didn't unlock El Need yet. So basically you have to do South Curzon, North Curzon, and then you want to get to this point where you have this Inherited Will main story quest where you cannot continue any further. So once you finish South Curzon and North Curzon story quests, you will be able to unlock the new UI that we have for our dailies and weeklies. So when you hit Alt Q now, it should open up this Kazaros war map. And the first thing you want to do, because you're going to be 1620 when you come over here, is you're going to want to go to Kenwart Fortress. And when you do Kenwart Fortress, you're basically doing it until you have a full set of the new relic gear that we have that will boost you to 1640. Now, when you're doing these clears, you have a chance to get a box. As you can see, the expected rewards is that box. Hold on to those boxes because you can use it as a filler. So as you're farming it and say you get every piece that you have, and say you're missing the headpiece, you can use this chest to fill out the missing piece that you have, which is the headpiece. So don't use it right away. Hang on to it until you're finished farming most of your gear set. And it also has a chance to drop again. For example, when I was doing it, I was able to get 2 of those chests, so I was able to finish relatively quickly. And as a side note, it has absolutely nothing to do with Chaos Dungeon. It's its own entity for the West, so you can just do it until you get your set. And once you get your full set of relics, you go over to the honing NPC, and basically you transfer your gear like you have been from the beginning of the game. If you're a returning player, you're familiar with this. If not, basically you go over here, you go to gear transfer, and basically you're going to put the new relic gear in the slot, and then you're going to have your Akan gear. So you're going to transfer your Akan gear over to the new relic gear to bring you to 1640. Now, once you're 1640, you have some options. If you have friends or anything of that sort, where you have an inn to go do some of the later raids like Echidna or Theamine and Behemoth even. If you have any sort of way to do them, I do not, because the gatekeeping in the legacy servers is much more strict than the Ignite servers. It is very, very difficult to find a group on here unless you know somebody who will bring you to their raid. If you have that option available to you, I highly recommend doing that. But if you are someone like me who doesn't really know anybody or has anyone to bring you to the raids with them, then that's okay as well. There is a whole bunch of other stuff you can do, mainly your horizontal content. Now, the first thing I want to go over are your skill point potions. So basically when you do the Arkesia Tour or whatever, you get a majority of them, but you are going to be missing some skill point potions. I have gone through and claimed a lot of them doing the horizontal content, but you're going to be missing maybe about 4 or 5 of these, I want to say. But for the most part, the one I want to point out is the Wisdom Isle Assistant Librarian. If you haven't already done this reputation quest, this is an Una's daily that you have to do every day. And in order to finish that skill point potion, you just have to do it every day until the reputation bar fills out and you will be awarded with the skill point potion. As far as the greater skill point potions go, I think you're missing 1 or 2 of them, but for the most part, one of them is in the tower that you can do at any time, and the other one is locked behind the Ignia tokens, which takes a lot of time to do, which is what I've been working on. The other thing I'm going to be talking about is the Una's dailies. So when you set this up, there's a couple of ways to do this, but I'm just going to share how I'm personally doing it. So in the event shop, you'll be able to get like bonus Una's dailies or whatever. So if you have more than like 1 or 2 characters, this will be a little bit easier for you to go through. But on the character that you want to push, in terms of item level and vertical progression, you're going to want to farm the honor shards on your weeklies and your daily quests. So these Aura of Resonances and things of that sort that reward honor shards, you are going to want to pick the ones that reward honor shards for your weeklies, and the same is going to be said for your dailies. You're going to want to have 3 quests that give you the destiny shards. They're not honor shards anymore, and I have to keep reminding myself of that, but they will give you a decent amount, and once you hit the item levels that you need to reach and whatnot, you can switch these up later on, but you for sure want to be banking on these shards as you are doing your dailies. Now, outside of that, you're going to want to work on the reputation status. As I mentioned earlier, there's skill point potions and things of that sort that are locked behind them. The one that is absolutely mandatory, though, are these enlightenment potions, and these are for your arc passive trees later on when you switch over to arc passive. So this is the last thing I'll go over in this video, which is the enlightenment potions. Now, there are 3 of them currently that are claimable in the game, and there's one that's listed, but I don't believe Korea has gotten it either. These enlightenment potions, like, they still haven't fixed this frame skip thing. Anyway, these enlightenment potions, there is one that drops off the field boss, so you're going to want to prioritize doing the field boss every day that it is up so you can claim this. There is a pity on it that's like around like 18 days or something like that, so if you don't get it within a certain amount of time or however many days, I'm not too sure how it works exactly, but there is a hard pity on it to where if you don't get it within a certain time, it'll drop for you. And I believe they raised the rate already to get it, but if you don't get it, there is a hard pity on it in our version. Now, the other one is a reputation quest, so this is also a daily that you have to complete, and the other one is the adventure tome in North Curzon. So once you hit I believe it's 70%, yeah, 70% in North Curzon, you will be able to get the last enlightenment potions, and these are the 3 pieces of horizontal that you absolutely need to take care of when you get over here. We are still waiting for the transfer details to come over from Amazon and Smilegate, so we can have the full details on how the transfers are going to work. But until then, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything of that sort, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and sub on the way out, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.